All right, the message coming in strong today is this game over for the silence between you two, and exposing text is headed your way, and it will lay everything bare without holding anything back. From how it all started to how it ends. That is exactly what this message will cover. Truth has been building in this person for a long time, and the pressure finally reached its limit. They cannot keep carrying all of this quietly anymore, and the words are ready to pour out. Let us go into it because the cards are confirming every piece of this with undeniable force. Our first card is the Tower, and it arrives with the kind of energy that shakes everything loose. A massive reveal is confirmed here, one that strips away every mask and every pretense between you. Foundations built on silence are crumbling fast, and what replaces them will be raw, unfiltered honesty. Nothing about this text will be subtle or vague because this card does not believe in half truths. Expect the unexpected when you open that message because it contains things you may not have seen coming. Secrets buried deep are about to surface, and the timing of it all feels almost destined to happen. Shaking loose what no longer serves this connection is exactly why the tower showed up in the spread. Old dynamics are not being destroyed as punishment, they are being cleared to make room for something real. We also have the Eight of Swords coming through, revealing the mental prison this person has lived in, trapped by their own silence for far too long. They finally found the courage to speak openly. Holding everything inside created a cage around them, and writing this text is how they break free. For months, they rehearsed what to say in their mind, editing and rewriting without ever pressing send. That cycle of hesitation ends now because the emotional weight became heavier than the fear of exposure. Blindfolds are coming off on both sides of this connection, and clarity replaces confusion. Once that text arrives, choosing honesty is their way of reclaiming control after feeling powerless in the silence for so long. Liberation lives on the other side of this message, not just for them, but for you as well. Now we have the Judgment card arriving as our third pole, and it seals the energy of everything. Reckoning energy pours through this card, demanding a moment where the full truth is finally heard aloud. Past actions and hidden motivations all come to light, leaving nothing tucked away in the shadows anymore. Painful clarity will explain how it started, including details you may not have known even existed. How it ends depends on the way both of you respond, once the truth sits between you openly. Transformation through radical honesty is the gift Judgment offers, not punishment, but a path toward healing. Spiritual awakening surrounds this entire situation, as if the universe orchestrated this reveal at the perfect time. Accountability is the core theme right now, and they are finally ready to own their full story. Sending this text is not about causing pain, it is about ending the weight of carrying lies. Emotional exhaustion drove every word in that message, crafted carefully from a place of surrender and truth. Walls broke open through our first card, silence shattered through the second, and the third demands full reckoning. All three cards agree on one thing: the era of hiding is completely and permanently over between you. Exposure is not always destruction. Sometimes it is the only path back to something honest and worth saving. What reaches your phone will change the way you see this entire connection from beginning to present. Prepare yourself emotionally for what is coming, not with fear, but with the readiness to finally know. Raw truth has a way of clearing the air, and that kind of cleansing is exactly what arrives, whatever you thought you knew about how this started. The text will add layers you never expected. Resolution begins the moment those words reach you, because truth is the only foundation love survives on. Cards are loud and undeniable in this spread, confirming that the game of secrecy is officially finished. Honesty may sting at first, but what follows that sting is a freedom neither of you felt before. Intensity opens this reading for a reason, because the energy surrounding you right now is absolutely pivotal. Hold steady when that message arrives, and trust that knowing the full truth serves your highest good. Everything shifts after you read those words, and the connection enters a completely different chapter from here. Ground yourself in knowing that exposure leads to healing, even when it arrives wearing the face of chaos. Let us continue and see what is on your side as we move deeper into this energy. So let us shift completely to your side now and explore what is happening inside of your energy. You already sense that something is coming, even if you cannot name it or put it into words. A quiet knowing has been sitting in your gut for weeks, telling you truth would eventually arrive. Denial kept it at a distance for a while, but deep down you always knew more than admitted. Pieces of the puzzle have been floating around in your mind, and that text finally puts them together. Let us go ahead and dive into this because the cards on your side carry real emotional weight. Our first card is the Five of Swords, and it reveals the mental conflict you have been carrying. Five of Swords speaks to a battle inside your mind where suspicion and trust have been at war. Questions you were afraid to ask out loud kept circling in your thoughts, never quite landing anywhere. Part of you wanted to confront the situation directly, but another part chose peace over potential chaos. Avoiding the truth felt safer than facing it because facing it meant everything would have to change. Inconsistencies you picked up on over time are confirmed through this card, even without concrete proof before. Intuition whispered warnings that your logical mind kept overriding, and now that text validates every gut feeling. Vindication might be the first emotion you feel when you read it, followed quickly by something heavier. Relief and heartbreak may arrive at the exact same time, creating an emotional storm that feels overwhelming. Reading those words will confirm what your body already knew, even when your heart refused to believe. We also have the Queen of Cups coming through next, and she speaks directly to your emotional depth. Queen of Cups confirms that you process everything through feeling first. Logic and reason come after the wave. Absorbing this text will hit you on a soul level, not just an intellectual one, and that matters. Tears may come before anger does because your first instinct is always to feel the pain fully. Compassion lives deeply in you, and even in betrayal, you may find yourself trying to understand their side. Tenderness like yours is a strength, not a weakness. But this card warns against abandoning your own needs. Forgiving too quickly before processing the full weight of what happened would rob you of necessary healing. Sit with the emotions before making any decisions, because clarity only comes after the initial storm passes. Give your heart the time it needs to catch up with what your mind will immediately begin analyzing. Rushing toward resolution is tempting, but the cards advise patience with yourself above everything else right now. Now we have the Ace of Swords arriving as our final card, and it cuts through all confusion. Mental clarity that slices through every layer of doubt is exactly what Ace of Swords brings to you. After the initial shock fades, a sharp understanding will settle in about what this all truly means. Seeing the full picture for the first time may hurt, but it also hands you back your power. Decisions made from clarity are always stronger than ones made from confusion, and that clarity is arriving fast. Knowing exactly what to do will come naturally once the emotions finish their first wave and settle. Truth becomes your greatest weapon moving forward because now you operate from knowledge instead of guessing blindly. No more wondering and no more second guessing. The text gives you everything you need to see. Power shifts back into your hands the moment you hold the full truth, and that shift is permanent. Responding to this text will define the next chapter, and the cards trust you to choose wisely. Internal battle came through our first card, emotional depth, through the second, and sharp clarity through the third. All three cards paint a picture of a person who survives this moment and then grows from it. Strength is not about staying unaffected, it is about feeling everything fully and still choosing your own path. More equipped for this than you give yourself credit for is exactly how the cards see you now. Whatever version of the story you held before, the text replaces it with something you can finally trust. Grief and empowerment may coexist inside you simultaneously, and both of those feelings deserve space to breathe. Allow the process to unfold without rushing, because what comes after this reveal reshapes everything in your favor. Standing in your truth after reading theirs is the most powerful position you could possibly occupy today. Transformation waits on the other side of this reveal, and the cards see you stepping into it. Your energy is ready for this, even if your mind has not fully caught up to that fact. Let us keep going and see what is here for you as we step into their deeper motives. Okay, now we step fully into their world to understand the motives behind this exposing text message. What drives a person to write something this raw is not anger, but deep emotional necessity inside. Carrying unspoken truth finally became heavier, far heavier than the risk of losing you over it. Waking up and sending this was not impulsive. It has been building quietly for a very long time. Months of internal dialogue brought them to this point, and every version of silence failed completely. Let us go deeper into this because the cards reveal their motives with uncomfortable precision right now. Our first card on their side is the King of Pentacles reversed, and it exposes guilt directly. Guilt has been eating at them from the inside, especially around things hidden from you early on. Knowing that part of this connection was built on unstable ground is what finally broke their silence. Financial matters or material decisions may be part of what the text exposes, tied to the beginning. Stability projected outward was not always matched by honesty underneath, and awareness of that haunted them deeply. Reversed energy on this card confirms that the foundation had cracks, ones deliberately kept from your view. Owning those cracks now is about respecting you enough to confess, not just relieving a guilty conscience. Real love cannot survive on a half-truth, no matter how carefully that half-truth is maintained. Pretending became exhausting for them, and the image constructed for you started to feel like a stranger. Authenticity is what they crave now, even if achieving it means destroying the version you believed in. We also have the Seven of Swords reversed coming through, and it confirms the end of deception. One of the strongest indicators of voluntary confession lives in this card, and the energy is unmistakable. Secrets carried for far too long are being handed over willingly, not because of being caught out. Deception wore them down internally until living in truth became the only option that felt survivable. Coming clean is their way of reclaiming integrity, something lost sight of when the lies first started. Shame over what the text reveals is part of what kept them quiet, not pride but genuine remorse. Admitting fault requires a level of vulnerability that terrifies them. Yet they chose it over comfort. Every excuse made to delay this confession eventually ran out, leaving only the raw truth behind. Courage drove this decision more than anything else, even though fear still sits beside every word typed. Desperation to be truly known by you outweighed the terror of being rejected for who they really are. Now we have the Six of Wands reversed as our final card, and it strips away false pride. No longer interested in maintaining an image that is not real is exactly what this reversal confirms. Public perception and looking good stopped mattering because your opinion became the only one that counts. Ego had to die before this text could be written, and that death happened quietly over recent weeks. Humility replaces arrogance in their energy now, and the text reflects a person stripped to bare honesty. Sending this message comes from surrender, not power. And that vulnerability is felt in every single word. Control over the narrative no longer interests them because controlling it meant continuing to lie to you. Releasing truth is how they let go of the exhausting performance, the one maintained for far too long. Reputation means nothing if the person loved most does not know who actually lives underneath it all. Motive here is not manipulation or sympathy. It is the desperate need to finally be seen without masks. First card showed guilt over unstable foundations. Second card confirmed voluntary confession from a weary heart. Or final card stripped the ego away, leaving only a person who wants to be real with you. All three cards confirm that motive behind this text is rooted in love, not destruction or cruelty. Pain lives in every line of that message because writing it costs them more than you will know. Vulnerability at that level is not a strategy. It is the last resort of a heart done pretending. Consequences are expected and prepared for because honesty mattered more to them than self preservation did. Understanding motive does not mean excusing what happened, but it does give the full picture real context. Behind every word in that text lives a person who finally chose truth over the comfort of hiding. Processing what you read becomes easier once you understand why it was written, from both heart and mind. Their inner world right now is one of remorse and radical honesty, and the cards confirm that fully. Now let us move forward and see what is coming through as we look at their next actions. Now, the text is sent and truth is out, but the question remains about what they do next. Action does not stop with the message itself, because what follows it matters just as much to them. Silence after sending is not an option they accept, and the cards confirm real movement coming ahead. Waiting for your response will be agonizing for them, and that anxiety drives their very next steps. Every minute after pressing send feels like an hour heavy with uncertainty and raw exposed emotion inside. Let us see what the cards reveal here because their next actions carry serious weight in this spread. Our first card is the Page of Swords, and it confirms that communication intensifies after the initial text. Follow up messages and clarifications and an eagerness to explain further is what Page of Swords brings. Restless mental energy surrounds them after sending, and the urge to add more context will be strong. Expect additional messages or a request to meet in person because one text will not feel like enough. Written words can be misread so easily, and the fear of misinterpretation keeps them completely on edge. Clarification is their priority immediately after, making sure you understand the full intention behind every word. Nervous energy that borders on obsessive fills them, checking their phone constantly and waiting for your reply. Overthinking every possible reaction from you consumes them, and sleep will not come easily in those hours. Vulnerability hangover hits hard after a confession like this, where regret and relief battle for dominance inside. Pacing and restlessness define their physical state because the body carries what the mind cannot process alone. We also have the Three of Cups reversed coming through, and it reveals isolation after the confession. Pulling away from social circles while waiting for your response is exactly what this reversal confirms. Friends and outside voices get shut out intentionally because this moment belongs only to the two of you. Withdrawing from distractions is how they honor the gravity, choosing solitude over the noise of other people. Isolation here is not depression at all. It is a deliberate choice to sit with created consequences. Privacy around this situation matters deeply, and sharing your business with others is the last thing desired. Group dynamics or mutual friends may be part of what gets exposed, adding complexity to this reveal. People connected to both of you might be named in the text, shifting the landscape of shared circles. Social fallout is something they have already considered, and they accept the uncomfortable ripple effects ahead. Friendships built on shared secrets crumble when honesty enters and full acceptance of that lives in them. Knight of Wands arrives as our final card here, and it brings a surge of urgent physical action. Bold movement follows the confession, and sitting still while waiting passively is not in their nature at all. Showing up at your door or calling unexpectedly is within the range of what this card predicts. Impulsive energy drives them towards you physically, needing to see your face when you process the truth. Grand gestures fueled by adrenaline and vulnerability may follow, raw and unplanned and deeply real in nature. Passion drives their next move, not calculation or careful strategy. And Knight of Wands confirms that fully running towards you rather than away is what separates this confession from cowardice. And the cards see it, physical presence becomes important to them because hiding behind a screen after exposing everything feels incomplete. Looking you in the eyes and answering every question matters to them, no matter how painful it becomes. Facing you directly after the text proves that the confession was genuine, whole, and meant to heal. Communication came through our first card, intentional isolation through the second, and bold action through the third. All three cards paint a picture of relentless motion after the confession, not passivity or avoidance. Standing behind every word written is the commitment made before pressing send, and that commitment holds firm. Actions after the text will match the honesty within it, because half measures no longer exist for them. How they show up in the days following this will speak even louder than the words themselves. Regret may flash through their mind briefly after sending, but conviction always wins over that hesitation. Bravery after vulnerability is the hardest kind, and the cards confirm they are choosing it without retreat. Expect them sooner than you think, because distance after exposure is something they refuse to let sit. Let us keep moving and see what else is here as we step into their hidden confessions. So, beneath the text and beyond every word they typed lives a confession they could not include. Hidden desires exist underneath the exposure, truths that go deeper than what any text could fully capture. What they confess on the screen is only the surface, and the real confessions live in their silence. Feelings too fragile to type out loud stay locked inside, waiting for the safety of your presence. Not everything fits into a single message, and the things left unsaid carry even more emotional weight. Let us go ahead and get into it because the cards pull back the final veil on them. Our first card is the Four of Cups reversed, and it reveals a confession about emotional awakening. Four of Cups reversed confirms they spent a long time emotionally numb before you changed everything inside. Meeting you woke something in them that they believed was permanently gone, and that shock was overwhelming. Love was not something they expected to feel again, and the intensity of it scared them into hiding, running from what you stirred in them. Is exactly what led to the deception in the first place. Lies began as a way to slow things down, because the depth of feelings felt dangerously real. Regret over every moment spent guarding themselves instead of being honest is confirmed through this reversal. Wasted time haunts them more than anything now, knowing they could have been real from day one. Longing to rewind and start over with full transparency is a confession they carry every single night. Undoing the lies and replacing them with truth from the beginning would be their choice without hesitation. We also have the Ace of Wands reversed coming through, and it unveils a confession about lost passion. Creative and sexual energy got blocked by the weight of secrets, and they felt that loss very deeply. Passion that should have flowed freely between you was filtered through guilt, never reaching its full potential. Mourning the version of this connection that dishonesty stole is what Ace of Wands reversed reveals here. Knowing that the best version of your love has not happened yet is their second hidden confession. Believing that truth could unlock a deeper intimacy between you is what gave them courage to send. Physical and emotional closeness suffered under the weight of what was hidden, and they felt every cracked desire to be fully vulnerable with you in every way is the unspoken wish living beneath the text. Intimacy built on honesty is what they crave now, stripped of every protective layer they once wore. Hunger for a version of this relationship where nothing stands between your hearts drives everything they feel. Wheel of Fortune arrives as our final card here, and it reveals their deepest hidden confession of all. Believing this exposure is not the end but the beginning of something better is what this card confirms. Being chosen with full knowledge of their flaws and failures is the love they have always craved. Conditional love was all they ever received before you, and breaking that pattern terrifies yet drives them. Fate brought you together, and fate will not let this die. That is the belief they hold privately. Destiny is something they cling to in quiet moments, trusting that everything happened to lead right here. Divine timing surrounds the release of this text, and they trust the universe more than their own fear. Surrender to whatever comes next is their unspoken prayer, mixed with desperate hope that you will stay. Every hidden confession circles back to one truth: they want you and only you, and nothing else matters. Awakening came through our first card, lost passion through the second, and faith in fate through the third. All three cards reveal a person confessing not just what they did, but what they desperately want. Wanting you after the reveal is the scariest part because rejection feels more real now than ever. Sleepless nights ahead are accepted willingly, as long as there remains a chance that you might forgive. Beneath the text lives a love letter they were too afraid to write, one made of raw desire, hope that this exposure brings you closer instead of apart, is their most guarded and fragile secret. Prayers whispered in private all circle the same request, that you see their heart and choose to stay. Confessions hidden beneath confessions, that is exactly what this reading uncovered on the deepest level possible today. Their heart holds more than any message could contain, and the cards made that undeniably clear to us. Grace is what they silently ask for, not because they deserve it, but because the love is real. Tenderness lives in every unsent word, and those unspoken pieces may reach you when you finally meet again. Let us now close this reading as we move into the future and the advice meant for you. Okay, we have reached the final part of this reading, and the cards now show what comes next. After the text lands and the dust settles, a new chapter opens between you and this person. What follows is not destruction or ending. Even though it may feel that way at first, transformation waits on the other side of this exposure, and the cards confirm it with beautiful clarity. Come in close because these final cards carry the energy of resolution, healing, and unexpected renewal. Our near future card is the Ten of Swords reversed, confirming that the worst part is already over. Healing after betrayal is exactly what this reversal brings, the moment where real recovery finally begins. Rock bottom has already been hit, and the only direction from here is upward and toward the light pain. That felt unbearable starts to ease, not overnight but steadily, as truth replaces the weight of lies. Closure arrives faster than expected because the honesty in that text removes the need for guessing anymore. This ending is not permanent at all. It is the death of a cycle that needed to break. Old patterns of secrecy and hiding die here, making room for a connection rebuilt on something solid. Renewed energy is strong in the near future, and both of you begin to breathe more freely. Again, emotional wounds start closing once the air is fully cleared, and that clearing is already underway now. We also have the Temperance card arriving beside it, and it brings balance back into this entire dynamic. Patience and moderation are what Temperance speaks to, the kind of energy needed to rebuild after disruption. Rushing to fix everything at once will not serve either of you. And the cards advise steady steps. Gradual restoration of trust becomes possible once both hearts are willing to do the uncomfortable emotional work. Balance returns between you slowly, not through grand gestures, but through consistent honesty and genuine presence. Temperance also confirms that healing this connection is divinely supported, guided by forces larger than both. Together, these two near future cards promise that what feels broken right now can absolutely be restored. Now, for the advice card, we have the High Priestess arriving with quiet wisdom and deep knowing. Trusting your intuition above everything else is what High Priestess advises when processing what you read. Your gut will tell you what is genuine in that message and what still carries traces of fear. Sit in stillness before reacting, because the wisest response comes from a centered place, not an emotional one. Anger and hurt should not be the only voices guiding your next move. Let wisdom lead you instead. Remembering that you already knew the truth is powerful because your inner knowing whispered it all along. Validation from the text only confirms what you always sensed, and that instinct deserves your full trust. Take your time before responding because patience in this moment carries more power than any immediate reaction. Bringing this reading home now, the message today was intense and undeniable from the very first card. Tower broke open the hidden truth. Eight of Swords revealed the prison. Judgment demanded full honest reckoning. Five of Swords showed inner conflict. Queen of Cups honored your depth. Ace of Swords brought sharp clarity. King of Pentacles reversed exposed guilt. Seven of Swords reversed confirmed the voluntary end of all deception. Six of Wands reversed stripped ego away. Page of Swords showed follow up. Three of Cups revealed isolation. Knight of Wands confirmed bold physical action. Four of Cups reversed unveiled their private emotional awakening. Ace of Wands reversed mourned lost passion. Wheel of Fortune confirmed their belief that fate holds everything. Recovery came through Ten of Swords reversed. Temperance brought balance. High Priestess offered her quiet wisdom. Every card in this spread confirmed the same core truth. The game of hiding is completely over now. Truth arrived not to destroy what you share, but to give it the honest foundation it always deserved. How it started will finally make sense, and how it ends is entirely in your hands to decide. Power belongs to you in this moment, and whatever you choose from here will be the right path. Healing is not just possible after this, it is already beginning to unfold in the energy around you. Forgiveness is not required immediately, but remaining open to the process will serve your highest good always. What was hidden no longer controls this connection, and freedom from deception is the greatest gift you received. Trust your inner voice above all outside opinions because nobody knows this situation better than your heart. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here today with your powerful and beautiful energy. What follows is not destruction or ending. Even though it may feel that way at first, transformation waits on the other side of this exposure, and the cards confirm it with beautiful clarity. Come in close because these final cards carry the energy of resolution, healing, and unexpected renewal. Our near future card is the Ten of Swords reversed, confirming that the worst part is already over. Healing after betrayal is exactly what this reversal brings, the moment where real recovery finally begins. Rock bottom has already been hit, and the only direction from here is upward and toward the light pain. That felt unbearable starts to ease, not overnight but steadily, as truth replaces the weight of lies. Closure arrives faster than expected because the honesty in that text removes the need for guessing anymore. This ending is not permanent at all. It is the death of a cycle that needed to break. Old patterns of secrecy and hiding die here, making room for a connection rebuilt on something solid. Renewed energy is strong in the near future, and both of you begin to breathe more freely. Again, emotional wounds start closing once the air is fully cleared, and that clearing is already underway now. We also have the Temperance card arriving beside it, and it brings balance back into this entire dynamic. Patience and moderation are what Temperance speaks to, the kind of energy needed to rebuild after disruption. Rushing to fix everything at once will not serve either of you, and the cards advise steady steps. Gradual restoration of trust becomes possible once both hearts are willing to do the uncomfortable emotional work. Balance returns between you slowly, not through grand gestures, but through consistent honesty and genuine presence. Temperance also confirms that healing this connection is divinely supported, guided by forces larger than both. Together, these two near future cards promise that what feels broken right now can absolutely be restored. Now, for the advice card, we have the High Priestess arriving with quiet wisdom and deep knowing. Trusting your intuition above everything else is what High Priestess advises when processing what you read. Your gut will tell you what is genuine in that message and what still carries traces of fear. Sit in stillness before reacting, because the wisest response comes from a centered place, not an emotional one. Anger and hurt should not be the only voices guiding your next move. Let wisdom lead you instead. Remembering that you already knew the truth is powerful because your inner knowing whispered it all along. Validation from the text only confirms what you always sensed, and that instinct deserves your full trust. Take your time before responding because patience in this moment carries more power than any immediate reaction. Bringing this reading home now, the message today was intense and undeniable from the very first card. Tower broke open the hidden truth. Eight of Swords revealed the prison. Judgment demanded full honest reckoning. Five of Swords showed inner conflict. Queen of Cups honored your depth. Ace of Swords brought sharp clarity. King of Pentacles reversed exposed guilt. Seven of Swords reversed confirmed the voluntary end of all deception. Six of Wands reversed stripped ego away. Page of Swords showed follow-up. Three of Cups revealed isolation. Knight of Wands confirmed bold physical action. Four of Cups reversed unveiled their private emotional awakening. Ace of Wands reversed mourned lost passion. Wheel of Fortune confirmed their belief that fate holds everything. Recovery came through Ten of Swords reversed. Temperance brought balance. High Priestess offered her quiet wisdom. Every card in this spread confirmed the same core truth. The game of hiding is completely over now. Truth arrived not to destroy what you share, but to give it the honest foundation it always deserved. How it started will finally make sense, and how it ends is entirely in your hands to decide. Power belongs to you in this moment, and whatever you choose from here will be the right path. Healing is not just possible after this, it is already beginning to unfold in the energy around you. Forgiveness is not required immediately, but remaining open to the process will serve your highest good always. What was hidden no longer controls this connection, and freedom from deception is the greatest gift you received. Trust your inner voice above all outside opinions because nobody knows this situation better than your heart. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here today with your power.